Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the Love Letters from Lincoln podcast. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am so tired, and not just physically, but emotionally. And I'll tell you why. As you guys know, I just recently visited my best friend, Kennedy Russell, in Nashville, Tennessee, where she attends Belmont University, and we had ourselves a time. It was Halloweekend part 1 when I was there, and then the following weekend was Halloweekend part 2. Now, in between these 2 weekends, I somehow caught the Nashville flu or some type of Halloweekend illness. Oh, Toby. Anyways, Toby has the zoomies right now. So he's kind of like, we're kind of giving opposite right now. I am very cozy vibes. It's storming outside. I have my candle lit. I have like fireplace ambiance on the TV right now just so I can have something visual to look at while recording today because, again, I'm so tired. I fear I am heading into another season of burnout, which can be scary, but in between both Halloweekends, I got so sick, you guys, and the thing is it came on so fast. I drove home from Nashville on Monday. I think it was like October 29th or 28th or something. I drove back. This was last week. And I felt fine, completely fine on my drive home. Next day, I wake up with like a slight tickle in my throat, you know? You know when you wake up and you feel the slight tickle in your throat and you're like, oh. And it's just like a little bit difficult to swallow. It's just a little bit too dry. I didn't think anything of it because I often wake up and just need to chug water. I'm low-key a mouth breather because of my allergies. I just have seasonal allergies all year round. And it just constantly leaves me in a state of misery. But later in the day, so the day goes on and I'm being somewhat productive, but I'm like, I don't know if I can record a podcast. Like my voice is kind of going away. Hence, why you guys didn't hear from me last week. Anyways, I go on with my day and like a couple hours before work, I'm just like reading and trying to chill, trying to sleep it off. I'm like, okay, I didn't get that much sleep over the weekend while in Nashville. So maybe I just need some sleep. Maybe I just need a nap. So I take a nap, wake up feeling worse, and now it's time to go to work, okay? I'm going to work, I'm freezing, I'm so cold, I'm starting to get body aches, there's something going on here, my left ear starts to hurt. It all starts coming on very quickly. As the shift goes by, probably like half an hour into my shift, I'm like, oh, I'm really sick, I am trembling with body aches and because I am so cold. I fear I have a fever coming on, but my temperature is normal. I text my boss, Danielle. I'm like, hey, so I'm feeling really sick, She comes to site to just check up on us, see how I'm doing, see how the kids are doing. She drops some stuff off. And I'm just like increasingly getting more sick, but I'm trying to hide it. I don't really show it whenever I'm not feeling good. But most of the time you can tell. So I'm sitting in a chair at work with our weighted blanket over me because I'm so freezing cold, and I just like the kids are like, are you okay? Like they've never seen me like this. Normally I'm up and walking around chatting with the kids and cracking jokes. Danielle looks at me and she's like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? I immediately burst into tears because I had been hiding the fact that I am so miserable. It was truly like I just burst into tears in front of all the kids and all my staff. But she's like, oh my gosh, so you're like really sick. I'm like, I'm just so sick. I'm sobbing. And she calls someone from another site to come cover me. She lets me go home. Thank you, Danielle, so much. I'm so sorry about that. I really was so down bad. I was not feeling good at all. Now I get home, immediately rush to put sweats on because I was wearing shorts at work that day because it was a little warmer. And I rush to get home. I change into sweats. I jump into bed. I have all my covers and blankets over me. And I'm just like trembling still. I'm like shaking so much. And I fall asleep for like an hour and a half, wake up, and I'm burning up. Like I had a fever for sure. And then it's like 7 p.m. and I just feel delusional. and I try to get up and eat some soup, I think. I honestly don't even remember what I ate or if I ate anything at all because I was also really, really nauseous, okay? So for the rest of the night, which I fall asleep at like 9:30 maybe, I'm just like watching Friends trying to warm up. I'm still freezing. I'm still shaking. The body aches are inconsolable. I've taken Tylenol. I've been taking Tylenol all day and I'm still like, the body aches were so bad, you guys. You know, like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but when they're so bad, you just feel like you can't get comfortable. You're like moving around and like nothing quite relieves the pain. That's what it was like. So I decide, okay, there's no way I'm making it to urgent care tonight. I'm in way too frail of a condition. So I go to sleep, wake up at like midnight, okay? And I immediately go sit by the toilet. I'm like, I'm going to throw up. Something's going on. I text my mom. I'm like, please come downstairs. Like, I think I'm going to throw up. Like, Mom, I threw up. No, like, it was bad. And she come downstairs and she just like sits with me for a little bit. And I'm like, I've been sitting by the toilet for like 30 minutes. Why can't I throw up? I wasn't throwing up, but water wasn't going down easily. The Sprite wasn't helping. My mom brought me a Sprite. So I decide like, okay, I'm just going to take a trash can to bed. And so my mom brings in a trash can. She hangs it on my little Sunny Angel hipper that I have on my bed frame back here, if you're watching on YouTube. She hangs it over there so that way if I wake up in the middle of the night, like the trash can is right next to me. I sleep on the left side, so it's like right next to me on the left side, and I can just turn over and vomit if needed. So I fall back asleep for like half hour, wake up, boom, immediately start puking. Sorry, I should have done like puke warning. Trigger warning, I am talking about vomit and puke and gross things. Anyways, immediately start like throwing up in this trash bag, but it's just like water and like some soup. And it's, you know, that's the worst feeling when you're not actually throwing up. Somehow it's worse when you're not throwing up anything or when it's just like liquid and like stomach, like bile. Sorry, ew. I'm so sorry. Just skip over this if you're sensitive to that stuff. Anyways, I like have to get down onto the carpet, like onto the floor because I'm like, you know, whenever I throw up, it's like my whole body is in it. Like it really takes every muscle in me. So I'm puking on the floor and I text my mom. I somehow am able to get my phone out and text my mom, help. I just text her help. She immediately comes downstairs. She's like, ooh. Yeah. And it was just that one session that I threw up and then felt better, you know, in the stomach, not really anywhere else, but was able to go back asleep. I slept in a little bit and then got up and went to urgent care. And I don't know if you guys had this experience with urgent care, but I feel like they just do not help. Like, I feel like they just truly don't care. They're just trying to get you in and out as fast as they can. So I go to urgent care and I'm like, yeah, like I have body aches, chills, fever, puke, sore throat. My left ear really, really hurts. And I kid you not, they run tests for like COVID, strep, flu, all comes back negative. And they don't even prescribe me any medicine. They look into my ear and they're like, oh yeah, like that's really swollen. It looks pretty bad in there, but it's not infected. They don't give me any medicine for the swelling or anything, which I have had them in the past prescribe me for at least like the swelling of my tonsils because my tonsils were so big, you guys, and my lymph nodes were like the size of golf balls. Like you could feel them, you could see them. It was bad. It was that bad. Anyways, urgent care did not give me any medicine. Is my microphone muted? Because that would be really bad if it was. No, it's not, right? Should I check? Maybe. No, it's not muted. Hey, okay. Anyways, yeah, no medicine. And then the girl literally just looks at me. She's like, sorry, sweetie. Like, it's really going around out there. Like, just keep taking over-the-counter meds. Hope you feel better. And then, like, the main doctor was like, oh, so you have a little cold? Like, I'm so sorry. Hope you feel better. We'll get you on your way. And I'm like, are you kidding? And let's be real. I am a little bit, like, I would have appreciated some antibiotics so that it would be flushed out of my system faster. But we were looking at this, like, this was 2 days before Halloween. And I knew I had Halloween parties the weekend after, you know? And I was like, if they put me on antibiotics, I'm not gonna be able to drink. I know that's like a terrible mindset, but Halloween is such a big deal to me. It's like the biggest, like, I feel like it's like the biggest party time of the year, and I just enjoy it so much. And I had been looking forward to Kendrick and George's Halloween party for so long, that I just couldn't bear to miss it. But, you know, we obviously want to be safe. So I stayed home the rest of that day. This was Tuesday. Halloween was on Thursday. Stayed home first half of, I think I stayed home all of Wednesday too. And just let myself rest. I was officially like fever free for over 24 hours. No more throw up, no more shakes. I wasn't getting cold anymore. From this point on, it was just like congestion and kind of like upper respiratory things. But I ended up feeling so much better on Halloween morning. I don't think I went to work on Halloween morning, but I slept in and like just, you know, I felt so. Did I go to work on Thursday morning? Does anyone know? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, it was such a blur last week. Like last week was not real. Last week was not real. Like being that sick, sandwiched in between two Halloweekends was a fever dream, genuinely. Literally, like it literally was a fever dream. But yeah, that is the story of why I'm still exhausted, because then I went on to have a crazy Halloweekend. Okay, honestly, it wasn't crazy, you guys. I'm gonna be so real with you. My friends and I, we go hard when we go out. Like we go when we're out, we're drinking. We are having a grand old time. We are forgetting all the other responsibilities in our lives. Within reason, of course. We're safe. We're caring. We're responsible. But so Thursday night was the Halloween party. We had a kegger. It was so much fun. I ended up, like, I only had a few drinks, like a couple beers, you know, a couple shots. And then I literally started to feel sick around 10 p.m. again. And I was like, oh, time to tap out. Fell asleep at 10 p.m. Woke up in Georgia's bed at 9:30 a.m. I almost slept for another 12 hours. Like, my body, like, this sickness, whatever this was, just really took it out of my body. And then Friday, we did like a little rest day. I went back to work. That was like my first full day back at work. And then Saturday, we were supposed to go to the MSU tailgate, Missouri State tailgate. But literally me, Georgia, Jordan, and Brittany all FaceTime that morning and just collectively decided as a group that it was not in the cards for us that day and that we just did not feel like going. And so I ended up just having a really cozy day at home, did my little morning routine, journaling, had some coffee, had my first full breakfast that like I could actually stomach. And it was really nice. And then I went last minute shopping for my Halloween costume, because that night we were having a Halloween pregame at Grace and Reagan's apartment. So I was Sabrina Carpenter on Saturday night. It was so much fun. I wore this little cute black jumpsuit with, and I did the pink fuzzy handcuffs. I had a microphone. It was lots of fun. We went to the pregame and then we took some cutesy pictures. I took some bomb pictures, actually. You guys should go look at my Instagram at Lake and Olmsted. And then Saturday night we went out. It was a chill vibe. I wouldn't say the bar was too crazy, honestly. Like everyone was dressed up, but like it was not the crazy bar scene that we normally have. It just felt so odd. Like this weekend just felt so different for some reason. And it was so odd because it's like, that's Halloweekend. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? But I think it was a much needed tame weekend. I think we're all so tired and burnt out. Just when I say all of us, I mean like my friend group. We all just have been go, go, go this past month. October was like the biggest month for me and a lot of us. There were plenty of birthdays. There were 2 Halloweekends. There was my trip to Nashville. Like there was so much that went on this past month. I think it just finally caught up to my body. And I'm realizing that now in this moment, actually. Like, duh, you got sick. Like, you were go, go, go for 4 weeks in a row. Like, it was just insane. But we're back. We're here. I'm slowly regaining energy. Slowly. Very, very slowly. I'm still very behind on rest time. But we will get there. It's okay. I voted early, by the way. I voted on Friday. I voted on Friday, November, what was it, 1st or 2nd? I can't remember. 1st. I voted on the 1st. And yeah, you guys will be listening to this after Election Day, but I hope you went out and voted. It's your civil duty. If you have the option to vote, I think you absolutely should. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's do a little weekly report because I have some more things to talk about, but I kind of just wanted to update you guys on my life and why I was absent from the podcast last week. It was just not in the cards for me to record, and like I've said many times before, I always want to be authentic with you guys, and it would have been so forced, and honestly, I would have been so sick if I tried to record last week. And I was supposed to do a part 2 with Kennedy, but again, we were both just so tired and worn out from the weekend, and we just thought it would be best to spend our last day together, just being together and spending as much time as we could together, and just I'll get more into what I did in Nashville later. This is like a little Nashville recap episode because I have a lot to say about it, but let's first get into the weekly report. So, releasing, you guys know, The Secret of Us Deluxe released with, I believe there were 5 new songs, and I'm sure you guys have heard the song That's So True. It's Blown Up Everywhere, which OG Gracie fans knew that song before it came out on the deluxe album, but that's okay. I'm happy that the rest of the world gets to hear it too and learn it for the first time and hear it for the first time, because truly it's such an incredible song. And I think that my favorite music isn't even a genre, it's just any song that feels cinematic. And I think this song, I don't know if you guys have seen all the edits to this song, but it's like, made it out alive, but I think I lost it, you know? And it's just like these hope core videos paired with that song, and it's just like movie clips, or people are now doing clips of their own life, and it makes me personally feel so hopeful, and just realize how full of love and life all of us are. And I just feel so dramatic, but in the best way, when I'm watching those edits. This song makes me feel so alive, and I just love that in a song. I love that in music. Experiencing Nashville life, meeting the new characters in Kennedy's life, you know what I mean? When your long distance best friend, or even just one of your regular friends is telling you about these people that you don't know personally, but they're in her life or their life, and then you meet them in person. It's so weird. It's these characters that are in my head are coming to life. I'm putting a face to the name. It's so odd, but it's so cool. And I just had the best time experiencing her new friend group, her new house, and just Nashville life. And obviously I've been there so many times before. I've visited her countless times, but it somehow gets better each time. I genuinely enjoy it there so much. And it's just so fun to experience new scenes and new people and new places. And it's just so fun. It's so fun visiting a big city and knowing, there's always going to be a place that you haven't been yet or haven't explored yet. Playing and watching, I've been playing a lot of Hogwarts Legacy still. I've been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing again. I just went on there on Halloween because there was a cute little Halloween event on there that was fun. And then I've been watching the Harry Potter movies still. I've been kind of going back to back on those, trying to binge those. I watched a lot of Halloween Town last week. Just a lot of Halloween fall movies. I still need to watch Dead Poets Society. I'm just really scared because that movie breaks me, but it's definitely on my November watch list. Just watched The Godfather for the first time last week. It was good. I enjoyed beautiful cinematography, incredible acting, good story. It wrapped up. I need to watch the second one. But personally, not my vibe. I don't really mess around with the mafia like that and stuff. Anyways, I've also just been binge watching Friends in the background, so the usual. Obsessing obviously over The Secret of Us Deluxe by Gracie Abrams. Sunny Angels, but that isn't new. I've been obsessing over thrillers recently, psychological thrillers in a book, because, and I'll explain this with my reading thing too, but I have only been able to get through psychological thrillers recently. It's like the only thing I've been able to read. It's the only thing that's able to grab my attention and keep it, which makes sense because, thrillers tend to be very fast paced. But reading, I finished The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. It was okay. I think I rated it a 2 or 3 star. Her twists, like her plot twists always do get me. Like I feel like I haven't been able to correctly predict one of her endings. I always think I do, and then she's like, nope, wrong one. So it's nice to not know what's gonna happen. I think that really keeps me on my toes. I feel like a lot of romance and fantasy novels their plot can be very predictable. And so just with these psychological thrillers, it's been really fun it's keeping my brain alive, it's very stimulating. So finished The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. That was the one and only book I read in October, which is so sad and so terrifying. Honestly, that's the spookiest thing about all of October is that I only read one book. But it's okay. We're forgiving myself. I just finished today Never Lie by Frida McFadden, and that one I rated 3.5 star. I actually really enjoyed this one. The twist got me. It really did. I was like audibly like gasping. You know what I mean? It was a good one. I read it very fast. So there's hope for me in November. I'm not setting myself to too high of standard, but I'm hoping to read at least 4 books this month to kind of get back on track. However, my goal by the end of the year, you guys know this is 50, and I'm currently at 35. Can we do it? Can we do it? How many would I have to read? 15, probably like 7 or 8 each month in November and December. 7 this month, 8 next month, or vice versa. Okay. Maybe. We'll see. Who knows? You never know. Like, you really never know where my mood will take me. The most books I've read in a month is 5, though, so we'll see, y'all. We'll see. Yeah, but I've been really loving Frida McFadden. She has really helped me want to read, if that makes any sense. Treating myself to shopping in Nashville. I did so much shopping there. I went to this cutie little bookstore in Nashville, Tennessee called Novelette. The bookshelves were pink. They had cute bookmarks. They had stickers. They had blind date with a book packages. They had signed copies by authors. It was just so cool. I picked up Sally Rooney's new novel called Intermezzo, I think. And then I picked up this book called The Darkness Within Us, which is like a sort of a sequel to this book called The Shadows Between Us, which is sort of like a Bridgerton vibe, romantasy. And I really liked the first one. So the second one follows the sister and her love interest. So I don't know, it's very like Bridgerton romantasy vibes, and I just love that. It's such a fun, different thing. So I picked those up. I got a bookmark, and then I got a little keychain that says book slut, because that's me. So thought it was cute. What else did I get in Nashville? We went to this really cutie store that has just like donated stuff, like old, like they had vinyl records, they had cassette tapes, they had old VHS tapes, they had frames, washi tape, like teacher supplies, so many different things, literally anything you could think of, like the most random things for like crafting, and like you can literally just go and you can take any of it. Like they had beads. I got some bead, like bracelet beads for my kids at work. They had like paper towel rolls, like the most random things, and it's all donations. They just take donations. So like for like certain items like beads or like some really cute like pendants, they'll do like, okay, suggested donation $7, but you can pay what you want essentially. And it was really cool. We went there and I got a cassette tape, I got a couple of VHS tapes, I found a original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs VHS tape. I was so mad because Kennedy found the Sound of Music soundtrack on vinyl record with literally the original, like with Julie Andrews. Is that her name? Oh my god, please let that be her name. And I was so jealous of her. It's like when you go, yeah, that's Julie Andrews. It's like when you go thrifting with your best friend and they find something better than you, like that's literally what happened. I was like, oh, I'm so mad at you, but I'm so happy for her. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Anyways, yeah, we did that. We tried a new coffee shop called Babu. It was very interesting. I enjoyed it. I had a matcha. It was really good. I had a matcha with vanilla. It was a very, very tasteful matcha. Vibes were fun. It was very social. Like everyone was just in there talking. It seemed like a community. Like everyone was family. It almost reminded me in the slightest way of like a church group, but like a really nice church group. Like people who are young and like high energy and just want you to be included. Like, you know what I mean? Wow, we have severe weather alerts right now in Missouri. Like it's like low key the calm before the storm right now. It's supposed to start storming pretty bad in like an hour or two while I'm at work, which is awesome. But we'll be okay. Man, I just love when it storms during work and the kids just freak out. It's awesome. Anyways, yeah, treated myself to way too much in Nashville. I'm trying to think if I went anywhere else. What else did I buy? Oh my god, duh. Went to this toy store. What was this toy store called? I feel like I need to figure out what it's called so I can shout them out. But it was this cute little toy store in like downtown Nashville. I don't know the whole like Nashville area. Let's look. Can I see it in my recent? Phillips Toy Mart in Nashville, Tennessee. I looked them up on TikTok. I found them on TikTok because I was looking up like, okay, I was on my Sunny Angels app, like, where can I get authorized Sunny Angels? Like, where can I buy them? Phillips Toy Mart in Nashville, Tennessee. And they post on their Instagram when they're doing restocks. So if you're from the area, definitely go check them out. They had hippers, they had a couple animal series, and then they had, did they have vegetable? No. Fruit? No. I think it was just animals, hippers. Oh, and then they had a birthday cake series. So that was cute. Anyways, I got 2 of each of the animal series that they had, and Kennedy helped me open them up, and I got some really cute polls. I posted them on my Instagram, but they were really cute polls. She got me a snake one. She helped me open them. Cat one, and then what else did I get? Oh, they're literally on my wall. Oh, I got a koala and a Dalmatian puppy. They were so cute. I didn't get any hippers because I knew that I had ordered one and that it was on the way, which, by the way, just opened a few Sunny Angels yesterday. Guys, this is like the best thing I've ever done for myself. On Saturday night, my Sunny Angels got delivered, okay? They were at my house, but I knew I was going out that night. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to save these to unbox for tomorrow when I'm hungover. So yesterday, hi Toby. Yesterday when I was like so hungover and tired from Halloweekend and just the whole week in general, I opened those up and it was just the best thing ever. I got a red panda. I got a cherry blossom from the flower series. And then I got, what else did I open yesterday? Oh, the zucchini from the vegetable series. And then, guys, I've pulled my first rare Sunny Angel. Basically, the Harvest Hipper series, it's like fruits and vegetables. And the Hippers is like, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can see my little giraffe hanging on my MacBook. The Hippers are the ones that you can attach to things. So they have an adhesive belly, so you can attach it to like an iPad, a phone, a MacBook, a bookcase, really anything you want. I have one in my car. But the gag is like the reason it's rare is because the rest of these little hippers, they have like their eyes open and they have these little hats, but the rare one is the Sprout, and it's like just a teeny little baby Sunny Angel. It's like smaller. It's a little bit smaller than the other ones. It doesn't have a hat. It just has like a little sprout growing out of its head, and it's sleeping. Its eyes are closed and it's just sleeping, and it's just sitting up like above wherever you put it with its head in its hand, and it's the cutest thing ever. And I literally was so happy when I opened it. I'm so upset because I recorded an entire unboxing TikTok of it and had the cutest reaction to me seeing the secret one. And I don't know why TikTok needs to fix this, but lately when I have been making videos, I'll set it to the right time and everything. Like I always do my unboxings on 10 minutes, even if I don't go to 10 minutes, because obviously you need that time. So I've been setting it to 10 minutes, and then I'll record, and then whenever I'm done, I'll press the check mark so I can move on and start editing it. And it'll just poof. It'll just go away. It'll be like, oh, you actually didn't record that at all. It's like I never recorded it. And I'm like, where did the footage go? It's just gone. And I don't know why it's doing it, but I was so sad because that was a really good unboxing video. And I had really good polls. So like I'm pissed. And also my TikTok, My unboxing with Kennedy didn't go viral, which is okay, but most of my Sunny Angel TikToks do, so I was a little bit surprised, but you know what? It's okay. Maybe my TikTok fame has come to an end. Maybe it'll resurface one day hopefully with, for something different, like book talk or something. I would love to be famous for books. But anyways, speaking of books, I finally opened up. Oh, y'all hear that thunder? The vibes are kind of amazing right now. Anyways, where was I going with that? I finally opened up my what do you call it? My first draft of my book that I'm writing. Haven't touched it in months because I just honestly haven't been too inspired to write. I've been journaling a lot, but that's more just my current feelings in the moment, not necessarily laid out in an organized or poetic way. And I finally just sat down. I turned on this playlist because last night I was just feeling really it was almost like I was mourning my current life, knowing that a new season is upon me soon, and I can feel like things are about to change. And so it's like I'm almost already mourning this past season because I know it's about to slip away. I don't know if that makes sense, but I turned on this Spotify playlist called Actually Life is Beautiful and I Do Have Time, and it made me feel so inspired. So I wrote a few entries in my book, which I'm super excited about. I really want to try in this November, these winter months, to really write some more. Ow, Toby. I don't know if you guys are seeing him right now, but he's bunny kicking my hand. Anyways, in these colder months, these winter months, I feel the most creative and most passionate towards art because I am more vulnerable and more emotional and more depressed in the winter months, and that sounds horrible and depressing and not a good time, but truly when I'm at my most vulnerable is when I produce the most art and the best art, in my opinion. And so maybe I'm giving myself a reason to look forward to my seasonal depression. Even though I do have depression year round, the seasonal still hits, and it's right up there with the regular depression, and it's they both knock me out at the same time. So I'm really looking forward to that. Anyways, let's move on because I am rambling now. And also, I just remembered that I have a free drink at Scooters that expires today. So definitely going to get one on my way to work. I think they have their Christmas flavors now, candy cane and sugar cookie. Ooh, sugar cookie latte. Yep, on my way. Let's get into some Nashville stories. So Friday, I think October 25th is when I drove down. I left my shift at work a little bit early and I was able to get there at a decent time. I did unfortunately hit the city at the worst time possible. It was around 6-7 p.m. It was Friday night after work in the city. The traffic was insane, but once I finally got there, we had to start getting ready, bitch. It was Halloweekend. So get there, meet Kenny's roommates. They are just the sweetest. I had so much fun with them. Shout out to my girl Allie. You were so funny and you're my soul sister. Anyways, it was the best time. The first night, Friday night, we just went to this little bar called Rosemary's. It was okay. Honestly, we were all a little bit disappointed in it, so we left, and then we went to another bar that had arcade games, so that was fun. And then we went to Cookout, which is this chain. I think I mentioned it in the last episode, but it's this chain grill fast food place, I guess. I don't know. I always get a hot dog there. Fire. First night was kind of chill, dipping my feet in the water. I was a little bit nervous to meet all her friends at once, but it was super fun. Everyone was so welcoming and sweet and talked to me and, asked questions about me. It was really fun. And I also got to see just some people in the wild who I had met before in past years in recent visits from Nashville. It was fun. The main day I want to talk about, so Saturday, this was the next day, we were violently hungover. But I'm trying to think of what we did. We got up, we made breakfast, and it was a perfect fall day. It was a little bit rainy and foggy, and all the leaves were falling. It was perfect. We had breakfast, and then we took Allie and dropped her off at a Darty because she was doing that day. And then we headed to get coffee. And we went to this place called Dose, I believe. And they had this amazing cold brew called the Barcelona. And it's basically just their like nitro cold brew, I think, with like salted, like sweet, like almost cold foam, but it was more like whipped cream consistency that they just like dollop on top and then you mix it. Incredible. I truly like, it was so good. It was so good. I also got a spicy egg everything bagel sandwich there. Cured my hangover. Then we headed over to Phillips Toy Market and we lost ourselves inside that toy store. It was so magical. I don't know if you guys remember that movie called like, what was it, like Magic Emporium, Mr. Emporium. Wait, guys, I've got to remember this movie. Magic Emporium movie. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. It was like that Toy Story. Wow, throwback. This movie came out in 2007. Oh my gosh, it has Natalie Portman in it. Guys, I need to rewatch this movie for research purposes because this movie, oh, do you guys remember the toy store? And then like everything started turning dark. Magic flows freely through the walls and toys within the Wonder Emporium, but when Mr. Megorium, the store's 243-year-old proprietor, decides to turn the reins over to his manager, Molly Mahoney, mysterious changes creep over the Emporium. Molly and Henry, an accountant, must discover the magic within themselves if they are ever to revive the now quiet toys. Right, because the toys, like, the magic stopped once he switched over the management. Anyways, missed that movie. The toy store was giving that. It was giving Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, okay? And we just had the best time in there. I got some gifts for my nephews and my sister-in-law, my brother, and some stuff for myself, obviously. That's where I got the Sunny Angels. Yeah, and then after that, we went to the mall, and you guys would be so shocked, but I did not spend any money at the mall. I don't know. I think it was just because they have such big malls there, like compared to Springfield, Missouri, that everything is so overwhelming. The stores are insane. The mall is huge. That it's like, I don't want to, like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to buy anything in here. If I buy one thing, I'm going to end up buying the whole store. That was the vibe. You know what I mean? Anyways, after the mall, I want to say that we were done shopping. We went back to the house to just chill for a little bit and prepare for the rest of the day, because we were going out again that night, obviously. So we got back. We took some cutie pictures outside. I'm pretty sure we went on a walk, or maybe we didn't. I know we took a nap. Sorry, guys. This is kind of a boring recap. I'm just like, it's been over a week now. I'm trying to remember what even happened. But Saturday night was the most fun night. We went out on Broadway. And I think we went to Miranda Lambert's, I want to say. And let me just say, the lines there are so much longer than in Springfield, obviously. But, like, I did not expect. I'm pretty sure we waited to get into the bar for, like, 30 minutes. Or, like, 45 minutes. I'm like, dang. Like, this is crazy. Once we get in, you, like, go up to, like, the bottom floor is super chill. And then you go up to the second floor, and that's where the party is. There's, like, a huge, like, dance floor stage. And drinks there are effing expensive, you guys. I'm pretty sure I got 2 tequila shots and it was $30 for both. Like, hello? Anyways, Kennedy has this friend. We'll call him Matt, okay? Matt and I have been very flirty with each other, okay? And he asked for my Snapchat a few weeks prior to me being in Nashville. And we had chatted over FaceTime and texting and stuff. And so we finally got to meet over the weekend. And Saturday night, we were just all over each other, like in the bar, dancing in the club. It was so much fun. And then we like, his friend, or he was like, Matt told his friend, was like, take a picture of me and my girl. And like, we took a picture on my phone and then we just like kissed for the photo. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then he takes me to a corner in the bar at Miranda Lambert's and we start making out in the corner, okay? And then I see Kennedy come around. She's like, whoa, look it. She's taking a video of us making out. Hilarious, by the way. Which also, I forgot to mention my costume this night. I was Hannah Montana and Kennedy was Miley Stewart. Okay? But after that, we were all over each other the whole night, Matt and I. It was so funny. It was like the best time. It's so fun to just like have a little flirty moment and like have an adventure for one night. You know what I mean? When the bar closes, we get ushered out, okay? Kennedy wants to go to Cane's. So her and a few other people go into Cane's and they're getting food. And me and Matt and a couple other people are waiting outside. Matt and I are freezing cold. We're trying to warm each other up. So we're like obviously like really close to each other. We're very lovey-dovey. It's so fun and cute and slay. And this street photographer is like, "Are you guys together?" And we're like, "Yeah." And we convinced him that we just got engaged. Okay, we're like, "Yeah, we just got engaged." Like, he's like, "Yeah, it's my fiance." The street photographer starts taking pictures of us, okay? And they're insane, you guys. They look like a freaking movie poster. It looks like we're in love. And so I'm like, how do I get those pictures? Like, how do I get those pictures? And the street photographer is like, "Oh, well, I take donations. Like, if you just want to like send me a few dollars on Venmo, like I'll send them to you." So I Venmo him like $5, $10, I can't remember. And he sends me these photos and they're insane. Like, they're like us like kissing each other. Like, it's crazy, guys. I don't know how to explain this to you, and I don't want to put the picture on the video for sake of privacy, but it's just us in the middle of the street on Broadway, leaning in for like he's leaning in for a kiss, looking at each other like we're in love. Like, my eyes are closed, but he's just like looking at me lovingly. It's insane. We look like we've been dating for 3 years. It looks like an engagement announcement or some shit. Like, it's crazy. It was so cute. But yeah, anyways, that was a really fun night. It was so cutie. And yeah, lots of tequila was drank that weekend. Sunday, we were obviously very hungover after that. Kennedy and I woke up and immediately went on a walk with our coffee. We just needed some fresh air. And her neighborhood is just so cute. I feel like Nashville is the perfect blend of suburbs and city. And it was just so calming. And every time I go to Nashville, I get a little bit more sad about going back home, about leaving. I just feel so drawn. Hey, Toby. I just feel so drawn to the city, and I'm not sure why, but it's just, there's so much opportunity there. Everyone just looks like they're living their best life, and I know that's not the case, and everyone has their struggles, everyone has their battles, but it's just such a beautiful city, and there's so much opportunity there. There's so much hope and joy and just fun, and everyone has a dream, and I feel like my dreams are up there in level with theirs in that city. And on Sunday, Kennedy and I, we went and got lunch and we took it to a park, and we were just sitting there, and she looks at me and she's like, I like, we were on the topic of, me getting out of Missouri, and she was like, "I've always wanted to say this to you, but I've never wanted to hurt your feelings, but I can see the strings attached that you have that are keeping you at home." She was like, "And I feel like you're wasting so much potential the longer you stay in one place." And it didn't offend me because she's right and because I've had those thoughts about myself. And you know, being in a bigger city, it really does put into perspective the strings that you do have attached at home and the roots that I have put down here in Springfield, and how the longer I stay here, the more roots that are going to grow into the ground here. And I just like, I don't think I could live with myself if I let myself stay another year longer. And it's a difficult thing, and it's so hard to leave all you've ever known, because I haven't left this city in the 22 years that I've been living here. I've always been here. And obviously I've traveled places, I've gone places bigger than I can imagine. And I've always just felt called to a bigger purpose in life. I feel like I've always had wild dreams that almost seem unattainable. But then I see Kennedy out here going for what she wants, and I see all these people in Nashville going for what they want, and no dream is too big in their mind, and they're just casually like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna achieve it. Like, yeah, I'm here. I moved to this big city not knowing what would happen. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm following my dreams." And like, that's genuinely just what I want. I feel like I've been so caught up in the fact that like, "Oh, I can't move anywhere until I have this much money," or "I can't move anywhere until I do this first." But there's always going to be an excuse for that. And I remember I got home from Nashville on Monday, and I started sobbing to my mom in the kitchen, telling her this stuff. I was like, "I just don't know how much longer I can be here. And I know it's going to be so hard to leave behind what I have and what I've built here. But I honestly don't know if where I am right now is serving me anymore. And it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a really, really sad, tough realization because, you take into account my job, my friend group, my family that just moved here. Um, it's it's a lot. I have a lot of connections here. But there comes a point where it's like, okay, is this what you want for yourself or do you want more for yourself? And I want more for myself. And I really I just it makes me want, like, sometimes it gets so unbearable, like the want to get out of here, like the want to leave so badly, it gets so unbearable. I feel like I'm clawing at my skin and I just want to like shed a skin. And I just don't know how much longer I can take that because I've had that feeling a lot before. But then I'll get back into the daily routine of life and think, oh, never mind. Like, it's fine. Like, I could settle here. I could settle down here. I could just go back to school and become a teacher and teach here because, my mom taught in this district for 20 years. And so they would easily hire me. It's so easy. And like, that is something to fall back on. But I know in my heart that there's something much greater out there for me. And I know it. The Lord knows it. I feel it from the Lord. I've been praying about it a lot recently. I feel like I know that there is something waiting for me out there. And yeah, Kennedy and I had this really like special moment at the park overlooking a lake. We were like sitting on a cute little bench and then we climbed a tree together. It was so cute and we were just dancing together and enjoying each other's time. And I feel so inspired when I'm in Nashville. I feel so inspired when I'm with Kennedy. She truly is my soul sister. I do believe in soulmates, and I believe she is my platonic soulmate. And she truly just brings out the better in me. She brings out the most creative side of me. And it's like doling my creativity to be away from her. It's doling my creativity to be somewhere where I feel like is not offering me the best opportunities or the most opportunities. And I love where I'm from and I love this town and I love my job and I love my friends, I love my people, I love my family, but I love me too and I want more for me. And I'm such a people pleaser and I'm seeing it now that truly the only reason I've really stayed in the same spot for so long is for other people. And it is time to do something for myself. And I've got to get out of here. Got to get out of here, y'all. Now, I do have responsibilities to fulfill before I leave. And I have a contract that I must finish out because I am not going to abandon my kids. Toby, stop. He always wants to lay on my laptop. But, I think I can see myself doing like a part-time lease in Nashville in a year, honestly, and trying it out and seeing if I like it. And Kennedy really has inspired me to live somewhere else for a few months before deciding if I want to go back to school or not. And she just made me feel so much better about how I don't like school and how I don't necessarily want to get a degree, but if I ever needed to, like if it was necessary for me to have one, I would, if I really, really needed to, and if it came to that point. But in Nashville, like really, you don't need that. There's so many opportunities and there's so many ways to apply for internships without a degree, and there's so much opportunity there. Like there's so many. If I needed help with podcast equipment or a producer or a jingle, like Kennedy's friend Anson did my podcast intro music. Like there's like 10 people there that she would know that could help me out with technology or Canva poster, just like Instagram. Like I just feel like I'm missing out and I'm 22. It's time to take the leap. I've never lived that far away from my parents before. And I think I took my time, but I think, okay, now I'm just rambling, but it's time for me to take a bigger step. And I think I'm ready for it. And I'm not going to settle this time. I'm going I'm going to do what I've been wanting to do. And I just know, I know in my bones, like for a fact, that I will feel more alive in a city like Nashville, in a place like Nashville. And I just can't stop thinking about it. It makes me feel really hopeful. And that's just what I'm working towards right now, to get the hell out of here. But I think that's all we're going to get to today, you guys. I just rambled. I've been trying to stay really grounded. I've been really in my Zen era. I'm really trying to just realize what is best for me and take the time to practice the things that are best for me, and just really dive deep into myself and figure out, okay, what do I want? What is going to make me happiest? Because again, I always tend to put other people over myself, and it's time to put me first. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I love you so much. I know this episode was kind of all over the place, but I just wanted to let you know of my self-discoveries recently and my horrible sickness. But I will see you guys next week. Happy November. This has been a love letter from Lincoln. Bye, guys.